it's Gene, maverickstar. Guys, how much did the Canadian truckers raise for their cause? And where had it got them to this point in time? There was no success, as far as I can see, with regards to what they was trying to achieve. You know, Justin shut them down. The Prime Minister of Canada shut them down as soon as they started to make headway and take some ground. He closed them down. But they raised tens of millions of pounds. Put that into perspective with what we're looking at right now. Was the truckers' protest more valuable than, you know, the rare anomaly that we're going through right now? 780,000 years ago, this Earth went through a magnetic reversal. We don't know what really took place there in the archaeological record, you know. We don't know whether this was the event that wiped out dinosaurs, the last dinosaurs on this planet. We just don't know. But how important was that event and what it achieved compared to what we're doing here at the observatory? You know, I found out why we couldn't upload any more data to the website. Basically, we'd expired our capacity for storage. You know, in a nutshell, that's all it was. And, you know, like everything these days, requires money. So I had to hand over a little wedge of money to keep us supplied. Wasn't a small amount either. And it annoys me sometimes, or no, not annoys me, it just saddens me that, you know, I'm here doing everything on my own. You know, if I could just raise a small amount of what they did for the Canadian truckers, you know, I wouldn't be in this situation right now. And it frustrates me because, you know, I have to program things, I have to build electronics. You know, where is, you know, the corporations? Where are the government? You know, on the important topics of things. They're nowhere to be seen. What's taken place, and I'm going to divert here a little. We're going to get to what's happening with the magnetic pole, and trust me, it's worth hanging on for a little bit to understand what's going on, because there has been some significant progression there. But what's happened here in the UK, and I'm sure this is what the global elitist mafia scumbags have done, is they've arranged with global governments to hand out cash for energy, because people can't afford energy in this country right now. They can't afford electricity, they can't afford gas, and trust me, they can't barely afford food. So, you know, as much as we have technologically advanced to this point in time, you know, we're a shambles. This is a laughing stock and a circus where we are right now, because what they have done is convinced the government to hand out, you know, vouchers for electricity in the UK, so that the energy companies can make sure that they are supplying the people that can't afford electricity. Think about that just for one moment. Think about how they have gone about their scheming little plan to get taxpayers to pay for people's electricity that can't afford it themselves. That is amazing on one aspect, but so corrupt and destructive on another. You imagine owning an electricity company and saying, you know what, I want to double my earnings this year, but I know the general public, most of them are poor fuckers and they can't afford electric or gas. And you knock on your brother's door, who is the Richie Sunak of the world, or, you know, the Boris Johnson, or, you know, the American president, Joe Biden and you say, here's a deal, I'm doubling up the electric, I'm going to give you a little cutback on it, but we need to use taxpayers' money in order to get this through and make it successful so that we can all wax ourselves rich and buy that, 50, 100 metre yacht at a couple of £1 billion. We'll all have one of those. Can we get it done? Can we get it through? You know what? The government are going to look like angels, saints, because they're helping the poor with the taxpayer's pocket. And you billionaire, trillionaires now, energy owning companies are waxing themselves twice as rich. They doubled the profits at the expense of the taxpayer. That's where these vouchers are coming from. You know what? It's all over the British media right now that people will continue to get these vouchers for energy costs for, another month or so. See them through the winter. Amazing, isn't it? Eh? Richie Sunak looks like an angel, but the truth and the reality of it is he's a scumbag. I could accentuate on that, trust me. He is unbelievable. And you know what? Most of us won't figure this out. That the taxpayers are paying the energy companies and the government is using taxpayers' money to fund it, to pay for their excessive profits. At the same time, they boast that they have got more money now than they ever have done. Getting back to them Canadian protests that were taking place for the truckers. You know what? I was there. I agree exactly why they were pissed off. Absolutely. But you know what? They raised tens of millions of pounds for that. And we know Justin came in and swiped it, took it off them, took the funding from them, shut the protests down, declared a national emergency in order to do that. What a scummy, scummy man he is. And yet, you know what? We have a lot of people want to kiss his arse and love him to bits. What I do here is just study one of the rarest anomalies on this planet taking place right now. The magnetic pole reversal. We struggle to buy a silicon photomultiplier or a SIPM. We struggle to buy some vinyl sometimes, and it's a constant pain in the ass, trust me, to keep going and doing what we do. But by the bare and nitty-gritty of it, we find a way. It's only because of a couple of people, just as is always the case, just because a couple of people. Those people make the difference for the majority of you people listening right now, because there will be 5,000 people listen to this by tomorrow, this time. And out of those 5,000, just a handful of people will chip in a few bucks to keep going what we do. It's life. You know what? I hate it. I understand, the value of what we deliver on this channel. And I hate it. I hate it absolutely. And you know why I don't just smash to bits the Trimax system in frustration? I don't know anymore, because I'm just sickened by what people are prepared to fund and to what extent, and what people are not prepared to fund, to what extent, if you get what I mean. It frustrates me. How the hell did we end up so dumbed down in this world where, you know, the people that should get funding don't get funding, the people that shouldn't get funding get waxed crazy with funding? Why is that? Okay, what you're here for is what's going on with the magnetic North Pole. So first of all, I'll give you the long and lats of where the positions are. So we're at 82 degrees, 0 hours, 24 minutes, 80 seconds north, 116 degrees, 2 hours, 27 minutes, 41 seconds east. And that means that our magnetic North Pole has accelerated. Did I not tell you this was going to happen? It accelerated more since the 17th of last month, average on 20 days, than what it normally does in an entire month. And it is tracking west, just like we predicted it would do. So watch this space, because I predict it will continue to accelerate now. I think we have hit the rocking point, and like we have been saying, you know, we are leaving the strong field lines where it holds the magnetic North Pole in a slow migration, and we are beginning to enter the weak field lines. You know what? This is coming off the back of professors in California telling you that the Earth's inner core is slowing down. Think about that for a minute, because this rare event, 780,000 years, over 500,000 years, 750,000 years event, has come back on our doorsteps and is there, knocking for you to realise that. The Canadian protesters and what they was doing, okay, I understand, but it has no significance in comparison to what is going on here. And we're tracking that important anomaly for you guys every 3 seconds at a remarkable resolution that even, you know, some people from, I won't mention, some people from big organisations have said that is like watching paint dry when nothing is happening. Of course it is. You know, I'll admit, but the idea of this is we record everything and don't miss a thing, because wouldn't we wish we had the resolution of every 3 seconds after the event took place, so we could work out exactly what happened? That's using the scientific method. That is overcoating, you know, the gloss finish. That's what we're doing here. Like I say, we had to hand over a wedge of money to the website host so that we could keep, you know, our archive of data that we've collected on the Trimag and the magnetosphere and Earth health at a glance for you guys. You know, it goes back many years, and you know, the whole idea of this is so that, you know, when you hear people talking about, oh, this is something that shouldn't have happened, you know, this isn't how, you know, this is not normal, you know what, just go and check if it's CO2 related, oxygen related. You know, they're telling us that You know, the oxygen's running out on our planet. Just come and have a look at, you know, Earth Alpha at a glance on poleshiftnews.com. You'll see what's going on. You know, you'll find the truth there. You know, we're just one of the last Mohicans in this arena. Just barely ticking over, I can tell you that now. You know, that was a big hit. You know, having to hand over that money to the website so that we could keep our archive. Obviously, we're burning up storage space. You know, with that archive as it continues to increase. Obviously, we're going to burn up storage space. So, you know, I can't blame them. You know, it is what it is. You know, we all need our bread and butter. You know, if they need to add another server just so that I can continue keeping my archive on there, then, you know, I understand it. You know, so I've got to hand over a chunk of money. That's it. It's the way it is. But you know what? Can't do this on my own. No way. And you know, it makes me feel sick sometimes that I've got no choice sometimes. Lose a decade's worth of work or hand over a few bucks that I could well easily spend on much other things, and I would love to do that. Robert, you know what? I read your emails, brother, and I agree with the majority of the things that you write in there. You know what? I've got to give it to you. You know what? No, I don't think anyone has give you credit for what you do. But you know what? I will give you credit for what you've done to this point. And you know what? I think your reports are amazing. Our superstars that have got the equipment out there in Arizona, Canada and Australia, when we get it, come on Jeff, don't let the team down, stay with us. You know, I know you've got a chunk of data to whop over to us. We'll get it processed, you know, and get there up on the website. And you know, all the others out there, Michael in Colombia, stay with us. You know, we're going to get that magnetometer out to you, and it'll work, I guarantee you. I think I've worked out what the problem is with that. We'll get it sorted, no worries. But right now, we're in the middle of an event that is taking place, and it's progressing. Just look at how many miles it's covered now. 1.61 miles since the 17th of last month. Have a look at the TriMag data. You know, the feedback off that is coming in at now 13.57, 13.80, and that is a clear indication that we're tracking west at an increased pace. You know what? We've got the equipment here. We monitor the CO2, oxygen. We've got muon detectors. We've got the TriMag system, the only one in existence in this world. We've got magnetosphere sensors, and we've got magnetometers in different locations of the world. Why would not you support what we do when we are trying to help save your lives and your loved ones' lives? There's a link down there if you want to help support us. There it is. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. It's not mandatory. It's up to you. If you want to be part of this, you want to help save people's lives, you want to be informed of what's going on, there's a link down there. Support it. You know, I really need some help here, guys. You know, the workload is heavy. I need some help. Take care of your loved ones. I'll say what I usually do. as always, bye for now.